VIDS, your girl Euniycemari here, and today's topic we are going to be talking about stretch marks and how to prevent them, and can you really get rid of stretch marks? Personally, for myself, I've never had a stretch mark, so I can't really talk from my own personal experience, but with dealing with customers who have questions about stretch marks and if my product like shea butter would help, and also just talking to people in general, we usually get into talking about the skin and all that. So I really want to come out there and do this video for those of you guys out there who probably really had any questions about stretch marks, or were doing your research and you come to a point where you're like, okay, like, does things really work for stretch marks? First thing I want to put out there is, what is a stretch mark? We need to figure out what that is and what it means before you can get into trying to figure out cures for it or treatments for it, and how to avoid it or any of that stuff, okay? Stretch marks are stretching of the skin, and when the skin stretches, it leaves a mark in the skin. For a more precise definition of that, let me pull it up real quick. All right, so stretch marks. Stretch marks are streaks or stripes on the skin, especially on the abdomen, caused by distension of the skin from obesity or pregnancy, or during pregnancy, okay? So usually if you're fluctuating in weight, or if you get pregnant, your skin stretches out to accommodate the extra weight. And I've heard women who get it on their breasts, like right here on their breasts, they get them on their hips, their thighs, because they fluctuate in either breast size, weight. Women, we go up and down in weight and all that stuff, so pregnancy and things like that. So those are the causes of stretch marks. That's what a stretch mark is. So now that you have the foundation, or you know what it is, and stretch marks are a scar. They're considered scarring of the skin, okay? So when you know what it is, you can then move into how can we treat it, or how can I prevent it, or what can I do, okay? Stretch marks are like the #1 question I get a lot of times when it comes to the skin. Stretch marks is up there in that area where people are like, I have stretch marks, what can I use to get rid of them? So before talking about can we get rid of them, I want to next go into what are some ways that you can possibly prevent stretch marks. And I don't really think that they're 100% preventable. There are some things you can do, like keeping the skin moisturized, to, I would say, lessen maybe the appearance of them, or to kind of give that skin some moisture so that it can have that elasticity to stretch, especially with being pregnant. That's another one where girls, they're pregnant, their stomachs are stretching, so therefore they get those stretch marks. But I do think if you are moisturizing your skin on a daily basis, I mean like right out the shower, throwing on something rich in moisture, that will help to make the skin supple and give it that elasticity, so where it can kind of move around and not really leave scars or cracking in the skin, which is what a stretch mark is. And if I am talking too fast, I'm sorry, information can just come out like vomit from me sometimes. So yeah, so I definitely would say moisturize, and that can be using shea butters, castor oil I heard is a good one, and cocoa butter, things that are rich in fatty acids, or rich moisturizers that are going to actually really nourish the skin and give it that stretch that it needs during your pregnancy, or just in general. Like I said, women, we go up and down in sizing, and we hormones and all that, so definitely lather on some lotion or some moisturizer. And I can say personally, for my own, I have always been somebody who is like, I have to moisturize after the shower every day when I get out, and I have been doing this for over like 10 years or so, like ever since I was like in middle school or whatnot. Every day I got out the shower, I would moisturize with some type of lotion, butter, cream, keeping that skin moisturized. And I really do think that that is another reason why I personally don't get stretch marks. So definitely step up your moisture game and moisturize. Okay, so lastly, can you get rid of stretch marks? Can you? And that is another question that I always see coming around. And when somebody comes to me, or they hit me up on my Etsy shop, and they're like, do any of your butters get rid of stretch marks? And I'm just like, I can't say that they 100% get rid of stretch marks. Number one, I have done my research. There are so many mixed reviews. Some people say their stretch marks went away. Some people say that it's hard to get rid of them. And when you think of the background of a stretch mark, it being a scar, that's a little bit harder because scars are scars. They're hard to get rid of. Of course, you can go through laser surgery and all that. Usually that doesn't get rid of it. It just minimalizes the appearance of it. But I always say I can't say that it will 100% get rid of your stretch marks, but I think there are some things like moisturizing you can do to minimize the appearance of them, and over time I think if you are just moisturizing in general, usually with scars and things of that sort, they kind of diminish in appearance. I don't want to say they 100% go away, because I have scars on my skin that I've had forever. Like, I've gotten little scratches and stuff when I was a kid, and their scarring is still there. Like, it may be like a faint little scar, but it's still there because it's a scar. It's kind of penetrated into the deep layers of that skin, so it's hard to get rid of. So I can say by moisturizing and, you know, just keeping that skin supple, you can surely minimize the appearance of it, but I don't think you can fully 100% get rid of a stretch mark. But I never tell anybody that anything that I have will get rid of a stretch mark, because a stretch mark is kind of embedded in those deepness of the skin, and that can be really hard to get rid of. But there's mixed reviews about that. I've heard mixed reviews. People say that their stretch marks went away. Some people are saying that they're having a hard time no matter what they use. They can't get rid of these stretch marks. And I've seen stretch marks from being like little stretch marks to being really, I don't want to say aggressive, but really out there stretch marks that you can actually see like the stretching of the skin. And I mean, that's, people don't like it, you know, especially on the breast area. I've seen it with women, and when you're wearing low tops, it can be, you know, you don't like the way it looks because your skin is not even. It's, you know what I mean? So I personally don't think you can 100% get rid of stretch marks. I just think that you can do things to minimize the appearance and to help with healing the skin. I want to know you guys' opinion down below. Of course, do you have stretch marks? Are you, you know, fighting with stretch marks? Have you used something that got rid of your stretch marks? Are you still looking for a product to get rid of your stretch marks? Leave your comments down below. Fill me in. I'm curious. Like I said, I personally haven't experienced any stretch marks, so I cannot come from a personal experience on this for you guys. But those of you guys who do have a personal experience with those annoying stretch marks, leave your comments down below and let me know how you feel. What has been your journey, or do you not even care? Okay, because some people really don't care about stretch marks. It happens. But if it has been something that you have been struggling with, let me know down below in the comment section. So yes, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys took something from this video. I like to make videos like this. I like for it to be informative. When you watch something, you take something, and hopefully you took something from this. And like always, if you guys have any additional questions about anything that I talked about throughout this whole little 10 minutes, you can always leave your questions down below. I will always answer them. Also too, go on over to my website, www.Euniycemari.com, and check that out where I have additional information if you need it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I promise you it won't hurt. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your girl Euniycemari. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you in another video. Bye. Okay, so really quickly I wanted to come on and I wanted to introduce a part of a series. I don't know what to call it, but I wanted to start something new on my channel. So if you guys know, we talked about how, you know, I was gonna, or you guys see me mention a car outside, of course, they're gonna start honking the horn like a crazy person. I can't even believe people still do that. Like, we have cell phones and things nowadays. Like, you don't have to sit outside in front of people's houses and honk like a mad person. Okay, all you gotta do is sit there and call them or text them. Like, my last couple of videos that I did talking about natural hair or natural products and things of that sort, I stated in those videos that I was going to do a video all on like the products that you may not know how to pronounce or don't know what they are. I was going to do a little bit of like an educational video. So I came up with something called What's That Friday. So it's gonna be like, what's that Friday? Parabens or just something along that lines. I thought that it would be kind of fun to do something like that. The same thing like I do with 3-Minute Wednesdays, you know, where I give you a quick beauty tip, you know, for 3 minutes. But I thought that it would be fun to do something like, what's that Friday? Like, or I don't know, I may tweak the name a little bit.